Hello guys. Randomly I found myself in the north of Italy. I'm joking. I'm in Seoul now. And I'm here to just explore you one of the interesting audiophile brands called Aurender, and to see something interesting for such a man like me. Maybe I can find some vinyl stores or somewhat. So let's dive into it.
So, let's begin our trip with this record store. A very nice one, with a red telephone booth in the center. And inside there are headphones and a CD player that you can listen to. How nice! And there is plenty of vinyl. The prices are nice, not too high, and you can find something interesting for yourself. There is classics, hard and heavy soundtracks, J-pop, and there is probably a K-pop somewhere. It is on cassettes over there. This is already the second vinyl store that has a lot of CDs and audio cassettes. There are probably even more CDs. All the vinyl is new. I didn't notice any old records. The prices are very nice for everything. I didn't notice any overpricing. And everything is decorated with vintage audio equipment and various cute artifacts. These decorations are exactly why it is so interesting to walk here. Here you have a cassette player, different musicians, Elvis, DJ console, and here is a shelf with various cute things. I see a Walkman here, and under this, look what I found. Vintage Macintosh. Admit it, would you like to put these on your shelf? And look here, I'm not even sure that it's legal to put something like this together. A very nice and sincere store. I didn't want to leave such a pleasant atmosphere, which will accompany me in my memories for a long time.
So here we are at the office of Aurender, and as you can see, there are many Aurender devices just near the CEO room, just in there. And here is a research and development center of Aurender. I will show you what happens in there.
This is what the space where all the company's new devices are developed and invented looks like. Here we are immediately greeted by a rack with a large number of Aurenders with the top covers removed. These are experimental devices on which various new features are tested. And here a CAD specialist is designing a new device that is kept secret. In general, we were shown new products of the company that will be released in the coming year. There are very interesting devices there that Aurender has not yet released, but unfortunately I can't tell you about them, because they are still under the secret classification. And this is the place of the main developer, where new conceptual models and functions are born. This is, one might say, an unborn Aurender without armor. Nothing is clear, but very interesting. And below it is probably the new A1000, or maybe something even newer. And here is what an interesting workspace. Now that's what I call creative chaos. Aurenders and boards are everywhere. And suddenly you can find focal headphones here. By the way, this is what the Aurender power supply looks like. Some of the company's devices use toroidal transformers from the famous European brand Toroidi. Here is one of them, waiting for its time.
I want that red velvet, I want the sugar sweet. Don't want nobody to choose unless it's somebody's me. I gotta be a man, telling no other way. Let's go your heart and such California day. Don't wanna play no game, I'm gonna be afraid. You're the shashi, no makeup on, that's for sure. Yes, please, you gotta put it down on me.
A very unusual place with vinyl, food and Netflix. This is a space where you can come and listen to vinyl. This is not a record store, this is a place exclusively for listening. Look, there are different records here, you can sit, listen and read books. Here are Audio-Technica turntable. Next to it there is a headphone amplifier from X-Duo and Audio-Technica headphones below. There is a girl listening to something. The music is different. I see Kenny G, Dio, classical music on Decca. Everything is stored by genre, a lot of pop music here. What is else? This is a library. There is an extensive collection of comics that you can freely take and read. And they read them here. Look, they built small houses inside. You can close yourself here and read comics. People come to sit in solitude. And here they bring food, that is, they took food and went to sit with comics in these small houses like cats. I wouldn't live there at all, to be honest. And here at the entrance there is a small bar and souvenir store dedicated to comics. Such a pleasant, cozy atmosphere here.
스트레스 받겠다.
이거는 산 그래비 받으세요.
And now just a cafe in a mall. An ordinary cafe, nothing special. But the cafe greets us with various audio cassettes. Let me remind you, this is just a food court in a mall. They sell coffee and buns here. And here is an amplifier and cassettes. Vincent 237 Mark II amp. What kind of speakers do you think are connected to this amplifier? Get ready now, it is not what you expect. Ta-da! There are tannoy jars here, look! Can you imagine they put tannoys here, huh? this is where Aurender quality control happens. There is a palette of Aurenders behind me right now, and each of these devices will undergo a full check and then be sent to customers. And what is interesting is that all the devices are in boxes with cutouts in the front and back. These boxes are used specifically within the company to protect the cases during checks. Therefore, the devices remain unharmed and do not get scratched. This is how carefully everything happens here. It turns out that each manufactured Aurender undergoes full testing. Since the company produces relatively few devices, they have time to test each of them. If you have an Aurender at home, then it was definitely in this room and it was definitely tested by these guys on their test setups. And here various new software updates are tested. Behind me you can see a rack with Aurenders on which new software works before the release. After inspection of all digital and analog inputs and outputs, the device is checked for cosmetic damage, and only after this inspection the device is considered ready for shipment. I'm inside a small record store. Now I'll show you what they sell here. At the entrance, you're immediately greeted by, you won't believe it, music on a flash drives. There are some inexpensive vintage boomboxes and radios there, nothing particularly interesting. There is vinyl here, everything is quite tight. I found 4 records for myself, they're inexpensive. Here I have Vangelis, Eurythmics, the first Korean pressing of a-ha and REM. I don't know how good the Korean pressings will sound, but they are inexpensive, literally $20 per record in near mint condition. In addition to vinyl, there are CDs here, lots of CDs and audio cassettes. And what's this? There are also cassettes apparently brand new, a very large section. Then, as I understand it, there are DVDs with movies, here are more CDs and here too. And there are also CDs and DVDs. And these are all CDs and here too. And again, a few cassettes and CDs. And there is old vinyl with Korean music. Everything is carefully sorted and packed in bags. And here is different foreign music sorted by genre, mostly old records. The condition is very good or excellent. As you can see, there are not so many records, but you can find some interesting records for yourself. This is such a nice place, very simple, but with interesting records. And now Aurender's Holy of Holies, the listening room. Of course, the first thing that catches your eye is the soft blue Wilson Audio Alexia speakers. These are very cool high-end speakers with a sound signature that is very close to me personally. They produce sound from 19 Hz. They have adjustable tilt of the mid-range and high-frequency modules for better performance in your room. And now a short review of the test setup. First, I listened to the N30 SA with an external power supply. It worked in conjunction with the Constellation amplifiers. There is a power amp in the back. The N30 was connected to a clock generator, here it is below. On the one hand, the setup is very neutral, but first of all you are struck by how deep the scene is built, how everything is laid out in layers in space. The first thing that catches your eye with any music is that every sound in space is very well heard. All this is presented without harshness, without any special coloring. This is really a setup where you can easily feel how the device performs, how the bundle of components works together. And here the developers have their own listening algorithm and their own set of test tracks. On the one hand, this is not what I like to do. I usually have different test tracks, but here it is done specifically to listen to the quality of certain things in the sound. First, they listen to how the voice sounds on certain tracks, then the guitar, piano, etc. By the way, the room is quite small and the speakers are quite large for this room, but they are perfectly tuned, and in the sweet spot here you will have an unforgettable experience with a clear and distinct musical picture. And I also listened to the new A1000 here. This is the newest and most inexpensive device of the company with an analog output, which was first presented at the Munich show this year. I think that the company is betting big on it, because this is an unprecedented device in its segment in terms of specs and features. It was connected to the AP20, a full-size combo with a streamer and an amplifier, but only the amplifier part was used here. Overall, I had a great time sitting here and understanding what a reference system is from the point of view of a developer. And as you can see, the room is not heavily loaded with acoustic treatment. There is regular walls, absolutely not over-treated. It's not like some heavily modified fancy rooms like some crazy audiophiles have. Nothing like that. Everything is done so that the room doesn't bother you, and that's enough. It's very cool. I'm pleasantly impressed by it. I accidentally came across this store. More precisely, it's a cafe and a clothing store. Everything here is done in the theme of audio cassettes and all sorts of interesting audio stuff. Now let's go in and see what's inside. Hi, can I shut here? Yeah, thank you. Look friends, here is a DJ table and vinyl. It's two Technics turntables, and here are old JBL L50s and a small vinyl collection. Look, audio cassettes! Different players and old school headphones for rent. And you can drink coffee and listen to music and maybe work in such an atmosphere. And here are some clothes. Stereo something. In general, I like it. Here they sell posters and keychains made from microcassettes. Cool, good stuff. Costs less than $10. What a nice place. So friends, December Seoul was wonderful. There was a lot to see. The food was delicious. We had a great time here and I would be happy to come back here again.